A Suffolk University student was assaulted near the Boston Common, and the people responsible are still on the run tonight. We spoke with the victim, who shared photos of his injuries, and we do want to warn you at home, they may be hard to look at. Now, the student says a group of teens randomly confronted him, smashed a glass bottle over his head, and then put him in a headlock. Our NBC 10's Darren Patello joining us live near the scene of the attack with more from the victim and what we know about the attackers tonight. Darren, also, how is that student doing?
Priscilla, that student is doing better after going to the hospital. Still recovering, by the way. You can see in the interview sunglasses on because he had a concussion. But he said the attack happened right there outside that church. In fact, you can still see shards of glass today from that attack.
I needed 4 stitches in the side of my head. I have a concussion.
Aiden Naster, a 20-year-old junior at Suffolk University, back at the scene of the crime, where he says a random group of young guys smashed a bottle over his head and put him in a headlock near the Boston Common on Saturday night.
36 hours ago, I was laying on the ground right here on the sidewalk, and honestly, I'm just happy to be alive and talking.
Naster was getting off the T and walking back home on Tremont Street around 11 after a night out when he says, for some unknown reason, one of the guys in the group purposely slammed into him.
I said, why'd you guys do that? One guy came right up in my face and he said, what are you going to do? God forbid I try to protect myself and get him out of my, personal space. I pushed him, and then next thing I knew, I was, just seeing blood.
Naster estimates the whole confrontation and attack lasted only about a minute and 30 seconds, but he says he blacked out after getting hit by the bottle, showing us the stitches on his head.
The only thing I remember was waking up and being in a chokehold and seeing red.
Boston police are now looking for these 5 people who Naster described as high school age and intoxicated.
It could have been a lot worse if, it was me making the decisions. I would say, it should be something like attempted murder, because it very well could have killed me. Smashing a bottle over somebody's head and then proceeding to choke them out is just not normal behavior.
And as of right now, police are still looking for the 5 people in that picture. If you recognize them or know anything about this case, call police. Live at Boston tonight, Darren Patello, NBC 10 Boston.